Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. It was usual, but ever since the baby was born, what are we almost? We're going on 9 weeks. It'll be 9 weeks on Monday. So ever since baby was born, yeah, I'm gonna blame the baby for sure. Sometimes we start at 9:01, 9:02, 9:03, but I don't think we've ever gone to 9:04 or 9:05. So still not too bad post baby, right? Post baby. So it depends on the sleep. Last night we got a lot more sleep. So thanks, baby. The night before, not so much. We battled. I lost the battle 2 nights ago. Last night I won the battle. So we're back on track, feeling pretty good about ourselves today. Woo! If you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. And if you're returning, even better. The first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins. Ooh, FET is up 11% today, up almost nearly 9%, nearly 9%. Then we'll get into altcoins, probably the indices like the Nasdaq, SP 500, and then we will get we'll take a look at probably the Magnificent Seven and any other stocks or crypto assets that kind of jump out at us. We'll take a look at it on the watch list. And then, of course, the second half of the live stream, we will chart your requests. So make sure to put in all the details. Early bird gets the worm, and put in the ticker symbol. Let me know if it's crypto or stock or whatever it is, so I can search for it quickly and keep the live streaming. Right? So this is the Bitcoin daily chart. We're going to get into that. Good morning. Happy Friday today. I am not mistaken. Yep. No, you're right. You caught up. Yesterday, Javier thought it was Wednesday. Yesterday it turned out to be Thursday. So, but he's back on Friday now. So that's about it. TGIF. All right. We're going to keep this one short, quick, dirty, fast, sweet. And we're going to get rock and rolling here. Not going to get sidetracked too much with rambling. I feel like I'm kind of rambling right now, but we got places to go, people to see, and I've got a lot to do behind the scenes. So we're going to get rock and roll and try to keep this to maybe 30 minutes. I haven't had a short 30-minute session in a long time, so we'll see how it goes. Bitcoin. All right, let's go. Rock and roll. Shooter, by the way, good morning. Let's go. All right, time out. Before we get going, though, hold on, time out. Hold on. Let's go over here. Let's warm up the trigger finger on the mouse. Hit that like button, hit the repost button, and throw in a quick comment. It takes like 5 seconds of your time. The YouTubers, you already know what to do over on YouTube. You guys and gals are doing great over there. And we just got to get a little bit better over here on the Twitter X app. We got a lot of viewers, not as many likes. Trying to hurt my feelings over here. Help me with the algorithms. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get going. All right. So Bitcoin daily chart. It's been putting in lower highs and lower lows, right? So what we've been talking about all through this period over here is somewhere in between. Are we going to put in another lower high, or are we going to put it, did we just see a higher low finally get put in, right? It's too early to say. So as of right now, had that buy signal, had the sell signal, but it was above the trending dots, so it wasn't really paying attention to it too much. And now we're getting another pending buy signal to the upside. Trending dots are trending upward right now. So that's where we're at on the daily chart. The weekly chart also has a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. However, it is a caution because it is below the trending dots. There was a buy signal over here and well below the trending dots, and price ended up putting in a lower high and then selling off all the way to $49,000, right? So it is a caution. Could be sold off, right? It's still underneath the trending dots. We would want to see not only get back above, but then have some follow through to the upside as well. Sure. Yeah. Thanks for putting in all the details. I appreciate it, Ryan. We will circle back with you on OP on the second half. So, Bitcoin weekly chart does have a pending buy signal. Bitcoin daily chart does have a pending buy signal, but here, the cautions are the weekly chart's below the trending dots, right? 2-week chart below the trending dots, and MACD had a bearish crossover, right? Doesn't happen very often. Doesn't happen very often. RSI sell signal on the 2-week chart doesn't happen very often. So that's another caution, right? Just bouncing kind of back up. So just keep an eye on that. And then of course the 3-week chart had a RSI sell signal. Doesn't happen very often. The MACD does not have a bearish crossover yet. It is lagging. It is lagging on the 3-week chart as of right now. So currently still above the trailing dots as of right now. The monthly chart as of right now found support at the trending dots. We'll see what happens. Still, the month is not over. We still have another week to go. There was longer term bearish divergence on the monthly chart, followed by a reversal candle. So that's another caution, right? So several cautions over here on the buy signal on the daily, pending buy signal on the daily chart, and pending buy signal over here on the weekly chart. So that's what we're taking a look at right now. G-Rod, good morning. Welcome back. So let's get into it. That's about it. We've been covering this every day. So if you are taking a long position on buy, obviously none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and hopefully we have some entertainment along the way. I don't want to be monotone and boring. I try to watch like some YouTubers, and seems like they always get me on the clickbait, and that's the thing I don't do. I don't really have clickbait. I just tell you we're going to be covering stuff. I haven't, I tried to get into more clickbait when I was doing the shorter videos, but I'm just not that creative, right? I'm just not that creative. So I'll stick to what I do best, and that's just going over the charts and stuff like that. So swing trading, baby. So what was I gonna say? Oh, I can't remember. I don't know. We'll get back into it. So the daily chart, we're somewhere in between. What was I gonna say? Oh, I can't remember. TGIF. There we go. Yeah, we'll just get into it. We'll just go right down not much else. Oh, hold on. We'll just put on. So we had this. Remember we talked about. I put it back on. I put this pattern back on just because in real time we talked about it that if this was a bearish pennant, I give it a very, very low chance that it actually works out in the right direction, which would be to the downside. And here we are, it's kind of breaking down to the upside. And then even if it had broken down to the downside, that I give it a very, very even lower chance that we actually hit the target, the price target, right? So that's my thoughts on patterns. If you've been following me for any length of time, then you'll know what I'm talking about on patterns. It's just not enough for me to make a business decision. Yes, they can work great as ideas, knowing that they don't work out, at a high percentage. In my own personal opinion, I don't have any real data on it. Just from back testing by studying the charts obsessively, it's my own comments, my own opinion. Good morning, Lawrence. All right. So, but we are catching a bounce, right? We are catching a bounce. And that's what we were talking about back here on August 19th. 4 days ago, my protege was reading the charts and thinks we could. Hold on. I don't know. I like this image that was generated by Grok. You can see that it was AI image. It's got some weird alien, numbers and letters on here, right? So that's Grok. My protege was reading the charts and thinks this. By the way, this is. I said, Grok, visualize yourself as baby Grok, super analyst 2.0, whatever, and analyzing the charts. And this is what baby Grok thinks of himself. thinks of himself as looking like analyzing the charts. So that's Baby Grok in Baby Grok 2.0's through his lens. I guess he thinks he's a boy. So Baby Grok thinks he's a boy. Baby Grok thinks he's blonde, green eyes, and studying the charts like this with a hoodie. So interesting. You know, it would probably give you a different image every time you tell him or her to yeah, I agree with little Jesse. It's actually how Grok 2.0 sees himself as a baby analyst. Yep. Right. So Protege was reading charts and thinks we could see a Bitcoin and altcoin bounce in the near future. Do you agree? There were so many bearish comments. There has been so many bearish comments. Just they're so bearish and negative, just negative comments, just nasty comments. Like I got into it with a couple of people just because I was bored, right? Like the old days in 2021 when all I was doing was posting on charts and on Twitter as a hobby and was not doing the Discord or anything like that as a hobby. And I would reply back and get into it with people on Twitter, the good old days, right? Some people miss those days of me bantering back and forth with people. So a lot of people blocked me back then. I don't care. I don't care. Do you agree? You gotta have thick skin. But if you start lying and you start trying to make yourself better or make me look worse because based off of lies, that's when you get blocked, right? I have thick skin and I can take your comments and all that stuff, negative comments. But if you start spreading lies and are making false accusations, you get blocked, right? So I don't have any tolerance for that because I think I try to stay as real as possible, or I don't know what the word I don't know what the word I'm trying to figure out, but let's keep going. But yeah, if you start making false accusations or saying things that I did not do, and trying to keep my integrity, right? Trying to keep my integrity. I don't have any affiliate links. I don't have any paid sponsors or anything like that. So if you try to take my character down by making, you can take my character down. As it is, because I'm not perfect. But if you do it by making lies and false accusations, you get blocked. Anyways, let's not deviate too far. We're already 13 minutes in. Caution: bounces could be sold off due to higher time frames being bearish at the moment. At the moment, it takes time for the ship to get turned around. It takes time for the higher time frames to flip around. And there is, like, we already covered all the bearish reasons why, right? So that's that. Just we pointed that out on the 19th, and here we are. Oh, Baby Grok, there we go. All right, so let's get going. So with keeping that in mind, with these buy signals, the higher time frames do have cautions to them. So just be aware of that. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get thinking we're automatically going to the moon. We're not out of the woods yet. We haven't been out of the woods yet. We have not been out of the woods yet. We've been talking about since March. We have not been out of the woods. We're not out of the woods. Could the bottom be in? Sure. The bottom could be in. Could this be a higher low? Sure. That could be a higher low. This could have been the bottom. It wasn't. This could have been the bottom. It wasn't. This could have been a bottom plus a higher low. It wasn't. I mean, it was for a nice bounce, right? For a nice bounce play, but not necessarily the bottom, not necessarily the higher low, right? This could have been the bottom and a higher low. This could be a bottom, right? So that's my point. We're not out of the woods yet. Want to see it take out this pivot point, and then of course, ultimately, before going to the moon, candle closes back above 73,000. Obviously, we wouldn't be waiting for that. That would be a real lagging indicator. So that's where we're at right now on here. So far, hit 2 targets out of 4 to the downside. We are still somewhere in the middle of it could break out to new all-time highs and or with the higher time frames being a caution, it could just sell off and we go lower, right? We're somewhere in the middle. We don't have a magic crystal ball. The higher time frames are saying it doesn't look like it's over yet, the correction, and the lower time frames are starting to flip around bullish. So that's where we are at. Geez, 2x speed. The most I can do is 1.25 speed. I cannot retain any information higher than 1.25. I can retain a lot of information. I just can't do it at high speeds, and I can't do it at. I'm terrible at trying to multitask and retain new information, and I cannot go faster than 1.25. Otherwise, it's like through one ear and out the other. If I take my time and do 1x speed, I can retain a lot of information. Outside of that, not very much. Hello, 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 hello. Can you look at render? Sure, you got it. Yep. All right, we gotta get back into it because we got a lot to cover. Solana does not have a pending buy signal yet. Solana does have a MACD bullish crossover pending. So the sharpshooter candle is 3.1. I love that it tells us that. So you can see over here, the MACD is crossing over, right? Pending, right? Pending. So that's what I love about it. I don't turn on the indicator for me personally. I don't turn the settings on for the MACD bullish crossover. Because I don't really care. MACD bearish crossover. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. But the pending, right? The pending. Oh, I don't have those on. Pending below zero. MACD above zero line, right? But MACD bull cross pending. Yes. Okay. So I do like that. I like to see the pending crossover because sometimes it's hard to read if the MACD is actually pending a crossover or not. So the indicator just tells us that it is, right? It's hard to see. So you have to like really zoom in. So in this case, I don't have to do any of that. It just saves me probably saves me 10 seconds of going to the MACD and then zooming in and going in like this and like, is it actually pending? Is it actually crossed over? Yeah, it's crossing over right now. Hasn't closed over yet, right? Instead of doing all that, I added it to the sharpshooter candles 3.1 because I like to see it pending crossover, right? I had it built. I can do what I want. It's my own personal preference. I like it. So there we go. Sharpshooter candles 3.1, MACD bull cross pending over on Solana. Sand. Woo! Come on, sand. Life's a beach. We're just playing in the sand. Comment if you know who raps that. Am I too old to still listen to old rap? Maybe. I'm 45, right? I'm 45. Yeah, so sand. Big falling wedge. Sand. Bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence going all the way through here, right? This is all slight bullish divergence on sand, right? We talked about it, we covered it, and it's within the falling wedge, right? So now that we've had a breakout, a buy signal, the probabilities are increased. It's never a guarantee. Take it easy. It's never a guarantee, but the probabilities are increasing that we're at least going to go up and hit target 1. Then we'll see about target 2, target 3, target 4. There's a lot of confluence major reasons that are important to me of why target 2 could get hit. So we'll see what happens over there. We don't know if we're going to the moon still, but the probabilities are increasing that we're going to hit higher targets, right? So there we are. Sand. They're all going to look very similar. Near. I posted today pending buy signal on near. Very aggressive downward trend line. You got the 200-week moving average finally starting to form on near, so it's starting to become a more grown-up asset. It's at $4.06. Oh, 4.666. And price is at 4.710. So currently, near is back above the 200-week moving average that just started to form on August 11th, right? And then put the arrow out over here as a higher probability because, as it's going through this area, maybe it goes like that, right? So we'll see how it plays out on near. Filecoin, aka Phil, was breaking out, had the bullish divergence followed by the reverse candle, breakout of the downward trend line, followed by a buy signal, and the probabilities are increasing that we're going to hit target 1. There's several reasons why to hit target 2. Keller Waldron, how do you go about mapping out your price targets? Well, this is going to be a plug for MarketSniper.pro because we have 60 plus hours of recorded coaching. The live stream is not the place for it. If you ever want to take a deeper dive, then you have to do the recorded coaching, which is $79 a month. There's over 60 plus hours of recorded coaching. We really go deep dive psychology, the targets, relative strength index, divergences, everything. I mean, the live coaching crew that I recorded the sessions, they had a really good questions, and so we covered it all. And none of it's scripted, none of it is edited. It's all raw, recorded videos. So you get what you get, right? So, but it's a lot of it, right? And it's still relevant today. And then, of course, you could probably figure out the targets if you did the $29 package. That's probably going away in the near future because I'm going to try to simplify things on the website. And so I already started the process last night. I removed the $290 option and but I couldn't figure out how to remove the button. So people were still clicking on it and signing up for the 290. I mean, what's going on? I tried to remove the button. I'm gonna have to try to figure it out. But the 290 I said was gonna go away last night. And then so I started working on it and I removed all the 290 savings, like 17%, savings, all that stuff. So I started updating it. I thought about removing the 660 over here, and then I did remove it at one point, and then I put it back on. Just trying to like simplify things for me. I like to keep things simple. So I removed the 290, and then I said in a post that I'm going to remove the $29 a month. I don't know when, but in the near future. It's just all of a sudden when I have time or when I hate messing with the website, right? I hate messing with it, so I'm not a website guy whatsoever. So I'm very, very slow at it, and I'm not paying anyone to do it. So, but I will be removing it, and it'll just be the sharpshooter package for probably, right? Most likely. So you'd have to just get one full package. So I don't know when I'm going to remove it, but it's going to be the near future. Maybe by September 1st. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe a week from now. I don't know. But we had several signups in the last few days since mentioning that this option's going away. But I tried to remove the button over here. I did at least remove the wording on it. And I have to figure it out. Like I don't know. I'm not a website guy. So I have to figure out I have to spend more time and figure out how to remove it. The 290 is still there as of right now. Oh, Jesse. Oh, Jesse. So anyways, that's that. Let's get back to it. Filecoin. So yeah, you could probably figure it out because in the Discord, when I post, I don't post the target boxes. I post the actual tools that I use to so you could probably figure it out and mirror it. But if you're looking for a deeper dive that you want to like why I'm using it, where I draw it from, all that stuff, then you'd have to do the recorded coaching, because I don't have the time to like go back and forth on comments. That's why I recorded. I did all the work in 2022, and I put in the work. I put in the work. We put in the work. The live streamers, the live coaching crew put in the work, all that stuff. And so that's that. Killer. Mana had a buy signal, right? Had a buy signal. But shout out to you, Keller, for trying to get free coaching. There we go. There we go. Mana had the bullish divergence, very similar to Sand. I've talked about Mana and Sand charts have looked very similar for a very, very, very long time. And buy signal yesterday, targets are mapped out, has the bullish divergence. Algorand, ooh, did it hit target one? Oh, it pierced it. Oh, it pierced it. Oh, it pierced the target. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Live. Breaking news. Algorand has barely. I don't like doing it. I like to get like in the middle of the box. Then I feel good about it. But I don't care. We're gonna do it on live. Breaking news. Algorand has hit target one. Barely. Right? Barely. 4.2% up today. Oh, there we go. See, I fixed the MACD pending getting back above the zero line, right? Oh, I love that, right? So back above the zero line. So that's another bullish milestone over there, back above the zero line, right? So there you go. MACD pending above zero. Let's see if it closes above there. Cardano, probabilities are increasing that we're getting closer to hitting target one, right? Let's zoom back out here. Getting closer to hitting shorter term target one to the upside. Dot. No pending buy signal on Dot yet. Yurka or Jerk. Is it Jerka or Yurka? Or Urka? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm terrible at pronunciations, right? Let me know how to pronounce your name in the comments, please, so I can try to figure it out and get better. Dot, no pending buy signal yet. Ooh, 28 minutes in, we got to get rock and rolling. AVAX, breaking out of the downward wedge. Buy signal back on the 21st. Probabilities are increasing. We're going to hit target one. Chainlink, FET had a buy signal yesterday. Rari. Let's switch gears over to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday. And we've got, if it closes back down here, we're just going to keep an eye on it. See if it's going to roll over and put in a lower high. We don't know yet. We don't know for certain, but it is something that's on our radar. So if Bitcoin has caution because of the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, and the weekly chart, there's also caution because the NASDAQ could be putting in a lower high. We don't know for certain, but if you go, let's see, weekly chart, right, had that RSI sell signal. 3-week chart does not yet. 2-week chart had the RSI sell signal. So you had the bearish divergence on the 2-week chart. You had the reversal candle on the 2-week chart. And then you had the RSI sell signal on the 2-week chart. And then you had the MACD bearish crossover on the 2-week chart. So there are a lot of cautions out there. It doesn't happen often, right? So buy signal was back in March 2023. Time out. Here we go. All right, let's go. So that's another caution, right? So that's what we're talking about, that it could be putting in a lower high. Has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very, very long time. It was March 2023, right? There we go. They're bounced off of it. So that's what we're continuing to watch over here. Also bearish divergence followed by the reverse candle on the daily chart. There was the same setup on the 2-week chart. So this is the daily chart and it broke down. Then we got the same setup on the 2-week chart. Will that break down, right? So, woo-wee, right? Daily chart, SP 500, similar thoughts. Dow Jones, right? Similar thoughts. Dow Jones, Russell 2000. Is he going to put in a lower high up here? We don't know. Dollars, the dollar is getting oversold. The dollar is crashing on the daily chart. The dollar is crashing on the weekly chart, right? Oversold on both. We haven't seen the dollar be oversold on the weekly chart since 2017. Then and it was getting closer and closer to the 200-week moving average. So it was getting oversold, went below it, spiked up, came all the way back down, was getting oversold again, and then started to find bottom and then bounced, right? So we'll see if it comes down back to the 200-week moving average again. Hasn't retested it since February 2022. And maybe it goes lower than the 200-week moving average. So there we go. That is the dollar, right? That is the dollar on the weekly chart, daily chart, 2-week chart. VIX, what's the VIX doing? Pending buy signal on the weekly chart. There was a pending buy signal yesterday on the monthly chart again. It's been teetering on and off the pending buy signal all of August, right? All of August, and it even spiked all the way up to $65, almost hitting that target up there at 73. Not quite. Weekly chart, daily chart, right? The 4-hour chart had a buy signal. Has another pending buy signal over there. Magnificent 7. Let's switch gears real quick over here. Back in the daily chart. We're going a little bit faster. We're already at 32 minutes. NVIDIA, possible lower high being created. Possibly. Meta, similar thoughts. Possible lower high being created. Amazon had a sell signal yesterday after retracing back up and filling that gap at 181. Microsoft could be putting in a lower high, had a sell signal yesterday. Tesla had a sell signal yesterday, did not fill the gap at 245, still is a gap at 147. Apple could be putting in a lower high as well. That's a tiny gap, so it may or may not get filled. On Apple, there is a gap at 173-ish. Google, you got a gap left open at 183. We'll see if that gets filled. Let's get back over here. Couple others want to take a look at. Let's see. We'll go real fast to the Bitcoin miners. Pending MACD bullish crossover on HUT. No buy signal yet. Bitfarm, similar thoughts. Marathon Digital, similar thoughts. CleanSpark, Iris Energy. We going to make it, hopefully. Cypher Mining, not yet. Riot, similar thoughts. Hive, pending buy signal again on Hive. So up 9.5% today. Pending buy signal again. Is this a higher low over here on Hive? Woo, come on. MIGI still holding on this trend line, still consolidating, letting the trending dots kind of catch up. Still currently bullish since the buy signal back here on August 16th. The weekly chart has a pending buy signal. The weekly chart has a pending MACD bullish crossover. You can't really see it because it's the same time as the buy signal, right? It's happening in the same candle, so it's got overlap, right? Pending MACD bullish crossover, pending buy signal, all in the same weekly candle over there. So is this a low, double bottom? Is this a higher low over here, right? So that's what we're looking at on MIGI. Veritone coming back to the trending dots after hitting 2 of the 4 targets to the upside, right? We'll put in another higher low. Lemonade up 5%. making another move to the upside. Got that gap at $22. So we talked about the breakout over here. Came all the way up. Bearish divergence said when would now be a good time to take profit? And then the gap down came all the way back down, and now it's looks like it was finding bottom like we talked about. Then it came out over here, got back above the trending dots, and blah 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 blah. Weekly chart is also pending a buy signal on the weekly chart for Lemonade. Woo! Come on, Lemonade. Upstart still putting in bearish divergence. So there's a gap down here, $24, being aware of that. Labu still bullish on the daily chart as of now. Weekly chart still bullish on the weekly chart as of now. A couple more I wanted to look at, and then we're 36 minutes. We got to get going because we got a couple. We're gonna have to get it. So the Wi-Fi on my actual Wi-Fi looks fine, but the signal on the live stream does not look great. So, yeah, not muted. It's just Javier. It's the signal strength. So the microphone's good. It's not muted, but the signal strength is not good. So, yeah. Wi-Fi. Yep. George. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's much easier for me. I could say George. I don't know how. Still curious how to pronounce your name though. Cool. All right, so let's finish this up. I got a couple more, and then we'll take a quick peek at your requests and finish this up by 9:45 hopefully. PayPal. I want to look at that one. Weekly chart still bullish. Daily chart currently still ultra bullish. Letting the trending dots catch up after it filled that gap. Still ultra bullish right now. Monthly chart, not even pending a buy signal on the monthly chart yet. 3-week chart has a pending buy signal. First time since March 2020. Breaking news. We've already talked about it. It's not really breaking news, but PayPal has not had a buy signal since March 2020, and there's a pending buy signal here on August 2024. So 3.5 years, right? Where there's many targets to the upside. Just fill this gap, got another gap, got another gap, got another gap, got the 200-week moving average that hasn't been retested since January 2022. That is incredible. Let's keep going. Is the bottom in on Unity software? It could be. It's too early to say, though. Is the bottom in over here at $13.88? Possibly. Is it too early to say? Yes. Why? Because the weekly chart is still bearish. Could be high risk, could be high reward, right? SoFi, pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Square, not yet. I think that's about it. Rivian, pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Could be getting back above the trending dots on the daily chart, right? I don't know why that's blue. Let's change that back to green. Did not fill this gap, though. Did not fill this gap. Partially filled, but didn't fill it. So it's possible. Goes like this, wicks down, and then goes out, right? That's kind of how I see it, right? It's possible. Fill the gap and go. Maybe it doesn't fill it whatsoever. But just being aware that there is a gap over there. On Rivian. What else? I think that's about it. I'm gonna call it there. 40 minutes, and then we're gonna circle back around on the requests. We have Nike, we have OP for Ryan. OP for optimism. Didn't specify what exchange is you. So we'll look at Binance. Okay, yep. Looks very similar to the other altcoins. Most likely this is bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Had a buy signal on Thursday on the daily chart, right? It was beaten up pretty heavily, just like the other altcoins. You're looking at wick to wick, 78%, right? Wick to wick, right? Breaking out from there. Had the bullish divergence, even getting picked up on the indicator, bullish divergence, followed by the RSI buy signal, right? Got the buy signal over here as well on the 21st, and it's making its move. Caution is the weekly chart. Still bearish in the weekly chart. It's lagging, right? It's lagging, but still bullish on the daily chart and still bearish on the weekly chart. So being aware of that. That's the bullish divergence followed by the reverse candle, possible higher low. Let's go on OP. Hopefully that helps. Render, okay? On Kraken. Where is it? Where is Kraken? There it is. Versus the dollar. Okay. Yeah. Is that it on Kraken? There's not a lot of chart history on that. Maybe there's a better exchange than Kraken. I'll take one more look. Otherwise, there's a buy signal and that was it. There's nothing really to report. There's no chart history on it. So let's see if there's a better one. Yeah. Kraken chart history. This one sucks. So I wouldn't even waste my time looking at Kraken over there. I would look at Binance, right? There's a lot more chart history on Binance, 30, Tanya 40. So I wouldn't waste my time on Kraken. Unless yours looks different than mine, but Binance it's got a lot more chart history. So there you go. There to there, 75%. Looks a lot like the other altcoins out there, right? A lot of similarities. Don't need to spend a ton of time on it. Has a pending buy signal right now, breaking out of the more aggressive downward trend line. This is another trend line up here. So we'll see what happens, but no bullish divergence on the RSI, but there is bullish divergence on the MACD, which is interesting. So you can almost say this is bullish divergence on the MACD compared to price, and then followed by a reverse candle, and then now it's possibly making its move. The caution is it's a bounce until it's not a bounce, because the weekly chart is still bearish. Doesn't mean it couldn't be an epic bounce. Hopefully that helps. Nike, we're just going a little bit faster today, but I think we're still covering it. What stock? I was going to type in stock. Nike. There we go. Oh, gaps all over the place. So that gap is still open over here. Must have been based off of a different time frame that I had it. Let's add another smaller gap over here. So I had that buy signal over here at $78. It's been beaten up, right? It's been beaten up. So could come back, retest the trailing dots, could come back, retest and fill this gap over here. This gap's left open. Weekly chart showing positive signs, right? Still bearish, but showing positive signs over here. So probably or possibly, probably, bigger move breaking that downward trend line, but a higher low has not been established. So it would be caution all the way around. So any bounces could be sold off, could take time for the ship to get turned around. Who knows how long the bottoming process goes through. That's about it. But did have a candle close back above the trending dots. There was a MACD bullish crossover pending on this week. Or there is, not there was, there is a MACD. No, there will. If it closes by the end of the day, then it will become just a MACD bullish crossover. So it does close today. What else? What else? I think that's about it. 9:46. I think we're gonna call it. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for smashing the like button, repost button, helping me, help me with the algorithms. I appreciate it. And with that, hope you have a good weekend. Get outside, touch some grass, and get some that natural vitamin D. Get some movement out there, and get a little exercise if you can. And I try to do it every single day myself, even with a newborn. Right? I know there's a lot of excuses out there, but I'm sure if the newborn is sleeping an hour, you can find 30 minutes to work out, right? So I've heard that excuse for so long of why people can't work out because they have a newborn. And we're on 8.5 weeks here. And I'm also on a 8-week running streak and lifting weights streak. There was 5 days that I took off when we were in the hospital for 4 days, going through all of that. So that was my excuse. I was in the hospital for 4 days with the wife while she was going through delivery and surgery and all that stuff. So that was my excuse. But after that, got back on it. And here we are. We've got the streak going. So no excuses, right? You can find 30 minutes. Give me a break. I don't know. You should be able to. You would think that you could find at least 30 minutes. So with that, have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of the weekend. And we'll be back on the next live stream. Continue to sniper the markets together. Adios. You got it, George.